Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your hosts Edward McQueen and April Garner.
Whoa, but that's all right. We've got some loyal listeners, so they understand, so our viewers understand, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So good evening to everybody, and we're so glad you have been patient with us. That we're just a little tardy here, but those things happen, and especially when we got a lot of stuff to give you, and we want to make sure that it's of quality. So anything of real quality is worth waiting for. Okay, right, April?
That's correct. That's right.
That's cool. Yes, and my co-host, Ms. Garner, is all settling in, so she's smiling. I don't know what it is, but look good. So, April, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, Brother Edward?
Not bad. Hey, we let's get started with around town today has been promoted, and I've got a few things I wanted just to make sure our viewers are up on, especially parents with children who are seeking summer jobs and stuff like that, and just show you a little bit of some of the photos of and how successful they were last year and the year before. Okay, so April, why don't you just kick it off?
Okay. Well, today's show is about what's happening around town and in our communities, and we've tried to gather as much information about what's coming up in the month of June. There's a lot that's happening in the area as far as Horry County, Georgetown County, and surrounding parts, and even, away from our area, which, of course, we have viewers from all over. So, but we wanted to share with you a few of the happenings that are coming up, some things that you'll need to make note of, especially when it comes down to a lot of events and festivals that are going on. And there's some workshops and some pageants and all kinds of goodies that are going on. People are really busy. They're really busy in the area trying to make things happen. And, our goal with this show is to make you aware of community events that are service in nature. So if you have a community event that you're hosting that is free to the public, we're more than happy to share that information with our viewers and with our participating audiences so that you will know what's going on. And, a lot of times it's family friendly and there are things that you've, been waiting for, especially the festivals and the health fairs and things like that. So, and so Brother Edward, of course, is going to talk more about the summer jobs program. And if anything else pops up, if you all have some news that everybody sure enough can use, make sure you let us know. Pop some information into the comments. You can post to my Facebook page or the World Community Magazine's Facebook page. And as you know, I'm kind of multitasking. I'm not only on air, but I'm behind the scenes. So if I can pull the flyer real quick and show it to everyone who's watching, we'll be more than happy to do that. But in the meantime, Brother Edward, would you like to kick it off with some information about the summer jobs program or the wonderful interview you had today? How do you want to start it?
Absolutely, because it's approaching that time, and as we mentioned already in the past broadcast, was that we're hoping to kick it off Monday after next, which is June 12th. And we just want to make sure that the information is gotten out there. So I'm going to see if I can pull up some information right here and show it to you. Well, thought I had it up there, but
which one did you? We have totally lost Brother Edward. don't know what happened to him. He probably clicked the wrong X. That can happen sometimes. So while we're waiting for him to come back, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and show some of the announcements that were sent to me earlier today. And when he comes back in, we'll talk more about the summer jobs program. And so I'm going to bring into the view, of course, as you know, the grand opening of the Oasis at Smith Jones Park is happening June 2nd. That's this coming Saturday. I know that Ashley Smith was on our show a week or two ago, and he was talking about the soft opening that was supposed to happen this past weekend. And I don't know if that's happened or not because the weather was so bad. I understand that, it was raining and all this other good stuff, but, so you couldn't really have like an opening of the pool when it was already raining, it's like bringing sand to the beach. Anyway, so the grand opening, the official grand opening is this Saturday on June 2nd. If you want more information about, the hours of operation, the cost to use the pool and everything else, you can certainly go to the Conway Recreation Center or the Conway Fitness Center website, and you can get more information that way. But Conway's only outdoor public pool at Smith Jones Rec off of Highway 378 is opening this Saturday, June 2nd. Be there. Hopefully it'll be nice and hot and everybody can go cool off with a splash in the new Oasis pool. So looks like Brother Edward has rejoined us. I'm going to pull him into the scene. Brother Edward, you clicked the wrong X.
Yeah. I think you're trying to tell me something, I believe.
Oh, man. Well, look, try to get your documents back up. And I was just going over a couple of things that we received today. And if you want to work on that. But I was telling them about the opening of the Smith Jones pool. Right. Coming up this Saturday. And so we're really excited about that. I hope you can go out there and get some photos of the, everybody enjoying the new pool.
Absolutely, and we intended to send out a poster indicating what's going to be happening following the next day, which is registration for summer jobs. Okay, and I'm trying to get this thing up here.
Is this it? Is this what you're trying to show?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So there you have it. This is the information that hopefully everybody can get on to, and you see it. At the before I go at the bottom to show you the contacts are, it's simply saying that the World Community Magazine in collaboration with the Summer Reading Initiative. Now that's important because this year it's as last year it was collaboration we thought was wonderfully coordinated. In April you were part of that with Ms. McIver, who was heading that thing, and all of you all just did a magnificent job. I think we talked about it last week and a week before, but we just had to have the same thing. Have it again this year because to me, it just caught a lot of people's eye, and then talking about it on the street. People were talking about it on the street. So look forward to this collaboration again for this summer jobs program. Okay, it will be handled in a different kind of way, but where you can still have, if you're old enough, still between the ages of 14 and 17, you can still come and register, which is the day after the grand opening of the pool. Okay, and we'll be at the other rec center, which is the Conway Sports and Fitness Center, 1515 Mill Pond Road, this Saturday, June the 3rd, and from 11 to 2. Okay, it will be in the room of the entrance as you enter the recreation center. The rooms are on the right, and it will be, if we have to expand the 2 rooms and make it into one big room, then we'll do so. But there are 2 rooms there, and they're at our disposal. Okay, we've been given that privilege to do so. So I want to make note of that. The point at the bottom is that the first 40 youths to show up will receive applications. All others will have to be put on a waiting list. Okay, we feel comfortable about 40 right now, and the others. But so the first 40 that get there and receive applications, you will be considered for almost immediate employment a week after that. Okay. So please note at the bottom, you can contact me, Edward McQueen at 331-3043. Or Ms. Jenna Falk, she's the treasurer, and it's 843-995-2877. Or, especially now for the collaboration of the Summer Reading Initiative, Ms. Margie McIver, she's at 843-907-1406. Okay, so we'll put that back up at another point, just to make sure that the information is coming across quite vividly. All right. So there you have it. But again, and you're going to see the physical poster itself, hopefully, at the grand opening of the pool this Friday, and for the parents. And also, we're going to send them out in a massive email. And in April, we should post them on the website and the and Facebook. Would you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially Facebook. We'll post them there. So there's no way you cannot see what's going to be going on that day. So there you have our jobs. Where things are looking well with funding, and people are beginning to realize, not beginning to, but they're continuing to realize how important it is to employ our youth during the summer. And it will be from 5 weeks to just a little bit more specifics. We're currently scheduling 5 weeks of employment. Okay. And don't worry about where you'll be going. We have a number of places, but we'll straighten that out at the registration. But just be at the registration this Saturday coming at from 11 a.m. and it'll be there until 2 p.m. We have other things to talk to you about in terms of parental permission slip that will be passed out to the parents. And you can, all that is part of the registration, as it's been done for the past number of years. Okay. All that's part of the registration. So just be prepared. And we're looking forward to employing as many of our youth as we can, because everybody wants to work during the summertime. And if it helps out with alleviating some of the duration of the parents or responsibility of the parents for buying clothes and all that kind of stuff, to our students, you'll have your own money. You can do that yourself. Okay. So there you have it there for that. Back to you, April, for some more information on.
Well, I have a question that came in. Someone wants to know, as far as the responsibility of the families, as far as the responsibility of the families, how are the kids transported to the jobs? So I guess they kind of want to know, like, if the positions are within walking distance, or how can you explain a little bit more about that type of thing?
Well, as it has been done in the past, we're going to try to address that issue with placing students not too far from where they live, okay, as much as possible. If transportation is required, it's going to be the responsibility of the parents or someone to get them there, okay? We don't have the funding to supply transportation with a van or anything, but we can. One thing I'd like to say, it won't be out of the area, too far out of the area, okay? Mm-hmm. In other words, we don't have any places in North Myrtle Beach. If you live in Conway, we don't have any place in North Myrtle Beach. That's just that's cost prohibitive, I believe, to do that from the parents' part.
Yeah, it would be difficult because a lot of parents are working, so it just has to be convenient for the parents.
Yeah, we're gonna make it as convenient as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna try and be very flexible, and if we have to switch students from one place to another in order to be accommodated from a transportation perspective, then we'll attempt to do that. Okay.
Yeah. So, Brother Edward, you've been doing the summer jobs program for quite some time now. What are some of the feedback from the employers as far as working with the students and their progress through the summer. I know it's only 5 weeks, but you can pick up a lot of things in 5 weeks, a lot of skills and knowledge that you didn't have before. So what do you hear from the employers, especially the ones that come back every year and want to partner with WCM?
Absolutely. And that was a good thing. That's why I videotaped all of the, just about everybody who wanted to express their appreciation for working, and they were excellent students. I mean, I keep calling them students, and they were very appreciative, and that's why it's been so successful, and that's why it's so important for these parents to know and our viewers to know how important the position that they are playing in these students' lives. Okay, when they're willing to get on video and just say how much they appreciate having a summer job and so forth. So I went to the extent of finding that out and videotaped, I think 95%, 99% of all of the students that we had, especially last year. But we had some the year before last also. But we just last year was because of the pandemic kind of put a hamper on things, but we still reached out and we got most of the students.
Okay. Well, we do have some clips, and I can show some of those video clips if you like, and then we can hear it firsthand from the students. How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Brother Edward.
Yeah. Well, and we got quite a few more, that will be coming, next week. I mean, to show people, but we just chose those because that was it was a number, and we thought just randomly picking. It was the James Fraser Center, and where Miss Betty Goss is, as they mentioned, is the coordinator there, and she's the director. Just doing a fantastic job. I mean, you can't say too much about her. too much less. But
can't say enough.
I can't say enough. But we're thankful for her. We're thankful for the reception that we got, and not just at Fraser Center. Like I said, there are other places, a number of other places that we hope to show you in the next one. And we can show you the next week. We'll show you 2 or 3 different places. Okay, but they're thankful, and that should put some delight in every adult that's looking at this, just to see their a product of what they've been contributing to. And we have some videos. It's going to be surprise videos that's coming up this Saturday when we do the orientation and the registration. So the intent is to show some all the way back to 2021, and 2020, to just let everybody know that at some point, at one point, I think it was about 3 years ago, we had 75 students. Okay. And then after that, it was 40. And then last year, I think it was 40 something. If we had enough money, if enough funds came in, we certainly could have increased them, because the parents began calling, 4 months ahead. But that shows responsibility on their part. And I appreciate that. That's good planning on their part. I think everybody should applaud these parents for that. So
I don't know if the audience knows, but the parents do play an essential part in the summer jobs program as well, as far as their contribution of time, and in a lot of respects they also support it financially. I'm wondering if you've seen any growth in the number of employers that want to partner with the magazine, because of course that is a critical part of it. There's some that are traditionally working collaboratively with the magazine, but there's so many opportunities, and a lot of these positions, as the young lady said, they're not only developing life skills, but they're giving the students a glimpse into some possible career paths. And so, that's definitely a big selling point for that can be used with, to attract a lot of businesses. And, no job is too small. I don't think that anything that you would want the students to do, especially from 14 to 17, can be considered as too small. If they have the opportunity to be in an environment where they're learning how to deal with people. I heard a lot of them say, the kids are bad, but sometimes they're good, or sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. Well, that's showing them a dynamic that relates to how they deal with, youth that are younger than them, how they'll have to deal with youth if they ever thought about it as a career field, either in early education or, secondary education or wherever. I mean, students are students, but it's also helping them to understand how to problem solve and deal with situations that can turn into potential conflicts, or situations that are sometimes difficult to handle, and so a lot of young people need to understand how to deal with these things, and that's part of that life skills bag. So if you have, for example, a couple of kids who are having a little bit of a conflict on the playground, as a summer camp counselor, you may learn how to help those students navigate that issue.
Right.
And find a solution so that they can, work better together and be better friends and all of that. And, those kinds of things can open up a world of possibilities later on as these students consider career fields, and as they consider, what types of jobs they will or won't want to do when they get a little older. So again, no opportunity is too small, even if it's, and I think I'm kind of doing a little pitch now to the businesses. Even if it's, sweeping your barbershop or your salon, or taking appointments, or greeting customers, or stocking products, if in that industry, if it's working in your restaurant to clear tables or pass out menus or seat customers.
Every little thing.
It doesn't matter. Every little thing, because you got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. You asked the question of if we've increased any of the hosts or the people who want to be
employers
for working. Yeah. Well, we've got about 3 more that, and that's good. I mean, that's tremendous. And we're looking at more. These 3 have not made a solid commitment, but a verbal commitment. And they gave an option that if they can't find a way to include them in their workplace, then they'll just go ahead and contribute monetarily and sponsor another student or some students to other places. That's not an easy task to do that, to get people placed, because you're talking about liability, and then most places don't want to
take on the
liability. But as you notice on the students who were talking on the videotape, they were talking about supervising children smaller than they are, and they're like 15, themselves like 15 and 16. So you're talking about, but that's needed all over, and you're going to see on some more videos that we show hopefully next week. That's what you're going to see. It's we've got 2 camps, I believe, where they're doing the same thing. They're supervising children who 10, 11, 12, and they themselves are like 15, 16. So, but that's good. I think that's good experience.
Absolutely.
I think it's good experience.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great experience for these kids.
Yeah, because in the event they become teachers or instructors in public schools or any school like that, they will have had a taste of how to deal with or address certain situations that hopefully they've encountered before under the summer jobs program.
That's right. So it's great that the summer jobs program is alive and well for another year. Again, your event is June the 3rd. So you want to make sure that you come out, apply, take care of the application. First 40 youth to show up will be able to complete an application. Otherwise, they'll be put on a wait list, as Brother Edward said before. It's from 11 to 2 at the Conway Sports and Fitness Center. So parents, mark your calendars. Make sure you're out there. And, there's a lot going on May the 3rd, Brother Edward. I'm getting ready to pull up a slide deck here that has a lot of flyers that were posted after I let everyone know that we're talking about what's happening around town and in the community. So I'm going to share some of what's happening in the area, and that's what the show is all about tonight. The Little Miss Delta Scholarship Pageant will be June 3rd at Whittemore Park Middle School. And so it's going to happen at 5 p.m. And Whittemore Park Middle School is located at 1808 Roos Street in Conway. It's a free event open to the public. Come out and support the pageant contestants as they present a world of magical dreams. So if you haven't,
5 p.m.
Yes, 5 p.m. So this production, of course, this pageant is hosted by none other than the Conway Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And if you want more information, you can contact them at Conway Alumni Technology at gmail.com, and they will be more than happy to answer any questions about the Little Miss Delta Scholarship Pageant. So that's happening June 3rd. So, after you complete those applications, slide on over to Whittemore Park Middle School.
That's right.
And check out the pageant. Yeah, check out the pageant. Exactly. Also, go ahead. Yeah, Brother.
I'll, God willing, I'll be there. Some photos.
Yeah, and so if you're in the Georgetown area, we have a great announcement coming from Denise Chapman out of Georgetown with Optimism Services, Inc. They're having the Orange Walk, which is communities united together to end gun violence. They do an orange walk because orange is the color for nonviolence, and they have a great event that's happening, Walk in Silence, and it's happening Saturday, June the 3rd at 9 a.m. at the Beck Track in Georgetown. This is the National Wear Orange Weekend. And so their message is to stand with them in the efforts to prevent gun violence in Georgetown County and across the county. The Orange Walk is happening this Saturday as well. So, for those of you who are watching who are from the Georgetown area, go out and support Denise and this great organization that she has. I mean, she's doing some amazing things with the young people. And this is a topic that will unfortunately, it feels like it will never go away. I think as long as we have the issues that we have in our communities and in society, there's always going to be some type of a movement to end gun violence. And so this is one way to unite the community. It's the Orange Walk. It's happening at 9 a.m. at the Beck Track in Georgetown. And so thank you, Denise, for submitting that to us. Also happening on Saturday. I tell you, Brother Edward, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on. The Memorial Weekend signified the official start of the summer, and people are, putting things together to give the community lots to do, lots to sink their teeth into, but more importantly, to get involved with in terms of making the communities better places to live. And so Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Mu Iota Omega chapter, is having their paper shredding event for Horry County residents and small businesses. This is happening Saturday, June 3rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's sponsored by Bank of America. So there's two locations, the Coastal Grand Mall Bank of America at 1750 Pine Island Road, and then the Carolina Forest Bank of America is at 1000 Glen Forest Road in Myrtle Beach. So if you have, I know if you're like me, I have tons of documents that I can't just throw out in the trash can. They need to be shredded, and it will take forever to just use, your little small paper shredder. You can take all of your documents that need shredding over to this paper shredding event. They could take care of it just like that. So that's Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Horry County residents and small businesses, go out and check it out if you need to shred your documents. And this event is free. That's another thing, Brother Edward, is free.
$3.99.
$3.99. That's his favorite thing. $3.99. And then also want to mention that next Tuesday, June 6th, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. in Florence, there's going to be a housing and rental assistance workshop. Now,
that's what we need. That's what we need.
Yes. I want to thank Brother Tim McCrae for providing this information and this flyer. But the South Carolina Commission for Minority Affairs and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, is sponsoring this workshop. It's going to happen at the SIMT building at 1951 Pisgah Road in Florence. You can register by scanning the QR code. If you have your phone, just hold it up to the screen and you can scan the QR code. But the topics include fair housing, federal housing authority programs or FHA programs, home buying programs, homelessness assistance programs, housing counseling, and rental assistance. And the presenters include the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, the U.S. Department of Agriculture and HUD, the Eastern Carolina Housing Organization, or ECHO, and South Carolina Human Affairs Commission, as well as State Housing. So for more information, you can contact Cynthia Hadid at 803-333-9621 or email her, and you can get more information about this housing and rental assistance workshop. And I know there's a lot of people who could use this particular resource, especially with the cost of the rental costs these days. And, folks are trying to actually transition out of rental situations into, home ownership. And sometimes that's difficult if you don't have your documents together, if your credit isn't right, if you don't have the proper financing for closing costs and things of that nature. So why not go to this workshop and find out more about how to make that transition, but also to make sure that, fair housing practices are in order whenever you are trying to own your own home or get your own home. So that's a really good workshop. I'm glad they're having that, Brother Edward.
Yeah. I wish I could get to that one.
Mm-hmm. And it's from 5 to 7:30 p.m. So if you're working, that's a Tuesday night, at least they're having it in the evening so some folks can come out after work. Because sometimes that's a challenge when they have great workshops like this. It's hard for people to get to them because they're working.
That's the issue.
So, all right. So the Gullah Geechee Culture and Nature Festival, Brother Edward, let's talk about that.
Okay, Miss Millette, Miss
Pat Millette.
is heading this thing, and but she has been busy. I think she's right now down in Charleston, doing some, attending some event connected to this in order to make this a very fruitful and successful event coming up on June 23rd, starting at Friday, June 23rd through to June 25th. At the Atlantic Beach. They call it the Atlantic Beach Gullah Geechee organization.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we're just looking for some great things there, and I don't have there isn't a whole lot more to say. And if somebody wants to chime in and send us some comments about what else there will be, but my understanding is that Mr. Cecil Williams, I do understand that, who runs the Black Museum in Orangeburg, he is the prime or the keynote speaker there. So that should be interesting. Um, he hosts, groups himself at the Black Museum in Orangeburg, and that's very interesting, by the way. And that's going to be part of some of the videos we're going to show the next time, or at least still photos anyway. But he's going to be the keynote speaker there. So if anybody can send any comments as to and elaborate on what else will be shown there, please do at this time. That'll be helpful to our audience. Okay.
Okay. Did you have did you interview someone today? You have the
I
clip?
did. I interviewed Mr. John Skeeters. And the reason why we interviewed him is because he is considered the grandfather or the oldest living gentleman on Atlantic Beach, and he has a lot of history. I wish I could have dissected the video in time, but I just got there at around 12 or 1 o'clock, and because that was the only time they had available. But for sure, next week, hope to get it to our audience. He gave an interview and just spelled out all the things and the prosperity that was going on doing segregation. Okay, now as opposed to now, which is fully integrated now, but he compared the prosperity between the two scenarios, and it just he's kind of again, he's kind of like the grandfather there is, and he gave a good his history on Mr. George Tyson, who actually, they can use the word, founded Atlantic Beach for blacks during that time. It was around 1920 something, I guess. And if anybody wants to call in and correct me, please do so. But he gave some background on the founder, Mr. George Tyson, who's from Conway. I mean, not from Conway, but he lived in Conway while the beach was being operated. And the late Dr. Kelly, and they all got together and just put their dollars, a few dollars together, and started a very lucrative beach because black people couldn't go to, Myrtle Beach. Now, I mean, they could go there, but they couldn't patronize there. So, they took advantage of that. The blacks did, like Mr. Tyson and Dr. Kelly and all those took advantage of that. And they've witnessed some of the most famous singers who would come to the beach. They could sing and perform at some of the more elite clubs on Myrtle Beach, but they couldn't stay over there. And they would perform at some of the hotels, but they couldn't stay over there in any of the hotels. So Atlantic Beach was a place for them to stay. Also, Myrtle Beach at Charlie's place. Okay, and he started naming all these names, and if you're a lover of history and knowledge, that was it. And so, hopefully, going to show a video pertaining to that next week. We think you're going to enjoy it, our viewers. We think you're going to enjoy it, and so just hang in there. We'll have it for you.
Well, there's certainly a lot that's going on in terms of bringing more attention to and creating more awareness of the Gullah Geechee corridor, and so this is definitely one way that's happening. And I know that the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce down in Georgetown is also working on something that is going to be happening later this year in the fall. And, that's one of the things that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention as well. And that's the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail. They're currently looking for Gullah Geechee restaurants, shrimpers, crabbers, fishermen and women, oyster harvesters, and creators of all sorts, to reach a global tourism audience. And August 23rd is when they plan to have their seafood trail. And so if you're interested and want more information about this, go to the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce website. You can go to the Facebook page and get more information about this upcoming event. But it's great that there's now more of a focus on the Gullah Geechee culture. It's something that's, unfortunately seemed to be hidden or at least misunderstood or not even a part of people's cultural knowledge. And, now we have some great people who are working to bring or create more of an emphasis of what's happening and what it all even means. A lot of people don't know what Gullah Geechee means and what it's all about. And you have this great festival that's happening June 23rd for a couple of days. And then in August, something that's happening with the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail. And hopefully that will, even create more of a national spotlight for it.
Yeah, that's what I just pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of explains it all. There's some interesting people there. Okay, that's coming up starting on Friday, June 23rd. Evening reception with Mr. James Stevens, by the way, of the Asher Theater. He's a startup, and Ron Days, who just recently, was a part of the Gullah. He was the Gullah vice president, I believe, or Gullah president over at Brook Green Gardens. So you talk about a wealth of information on Gullah. There you go. Okay. And of course, Mr. Cecil Williams. All of this is on Friday. Cecil Williams they got him listed as a photographer. That he is, but he is also the curator, if I can use for lack of a better word, of the Black Museum in Orangeburg. Okay, and this you talk about a wealth of knowledge. That museum is based around the culture of South Carolina and the challenges that we were facing, including the massacre of three students at South Carolina State College by the South Carolina police. Or Orangeburg police or SLED or whomever. But and that Saturday, if I can continue here, is that they're gonna have a parade, the Motown Review at the Asher Theater on that Saturday morning. And then Ron Days, like I just said, who seemed to be the man for Gullah Geechee. He's gonna have a poetry and storytelling starting that on that day, on Saturday, and have fashion competition, the shag and dance performances, arts and crafts, and they're also going to have a history talk. So we're talking about 12 hours, so from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on that day, which is that Saturday, okay, June 24th. And on 25th, which is the last day, we're going to have worship service, non-denominational, and some more poetry reading from Miss Zenobia Harper of Georgetown. She's also heavily involved with the Gullah area and Gullah knowledge. So that should be exciting. Yeah, it should be exciting, and we're happy to contribute ourselves, the magazine, to make sure that this is successful. I'm looking forward to it, and congratulate and kudos to Miss Pat Mallette. She is working tirelessly. I mean, to make sure that this is successful. All of her commitments are on here. Those people who are committed to attend, I feel, will be there, God willing. But they're excited themselves about coming and being a part of that. So I see we have that. Yeah, that's part of the festival. You can see our hands there. People should take a good look at our hands, but it seems like they're it's not the basket weaving. I don't think, but it just seems that way. Anyway, so
yeah, if you want to know more information, that picture is of someone doing the basket weaving, which is an art. It's definitely an art. You can go to this website, Atlanta Beach SC, GullahGeechee.org. It looks like they are looking for vendors and sponsors. So if you're interested in becoming a vendor, there's more information about how to get involved in that way. You can be an exhibitor for free, which means that you can only provide information, but you can't sell products. But if you would like to support by being a vendor, they have the vendor fees listed. Also, if you'd like to become a sponsor, you can download the sponsorship letter, and they have the different sponsorship levels. But just to get more involved, they even have some volunteer registration. I'm sure they're going to need some boots on the ground and helping hands that day or those 3 days of the festival. So, put your name and email address and phone number, and I'm sure someone will be in touch with you. But this is an incredible, 2 or 3 days of events. And Brother Edward, I hope that everyone can, put this on their calendars and make the time to go out and check it out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's the planning of it has been very successful so far, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that myself. I was reminded today when I was interviewing, doing a video interviewing of Mr. John Skeeters. One of the things he said was that in fact, he gave a history himself on the Gullah Geechee. He said that started in Atlantic Beach. The festival itself started in Atlantic Beach, right at the water there. And I do recall a few years back where Ms. Rodriguez, she was the Gullah Geechee, and for lack of a better word, Gullah Geechee, not just historian, but keeper of artifacts and things of that nature. She is no longer with us, by the way. She passed a couple of years back, but her husband still maintains the Gullah Geechee store in Georgetown, right off of Orange Street, and he's doing a great job, just keeping the legacy there, and I really, really applaud him for that. So, but anyway, Mr. Skeeters was reminding us that it began in Atlantic Beach, right at the waterfront, where it used to be what they call Punk's Patio, right close to that. Everybody remembers that. So, but anyway, there you have it there, and if anybody wants to send in other comments regarding it, we certainly try to address them. Okay, but again, the interview went well. I'm looking forward to showing it hopefully next week, and I just think it's going to be a wealth of education there, just wealth of knowledge about Atlantic Beach in general, not just the Gullah Geechee Festival, but Atlantic Beach in general, and hopefully to have some more graphics to show. He wanted to just walk with me and with the video and show where things were before and what is there now. Okay, so and that depicts a change of what was there before. Okay, but they're growing, and I gotta applaud them for that. They're growing and doing it. It's getting there. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, it's just in a few weeks.
Look. Okay, April. Very beautiful hotels being built. Okay. Well, they're more like bread and breakfast.
Okay.
Places. Beautifully structured there, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I really think so.
So, how many structures like that are they building? Who's building?
Well, Oh, I saw at least, and one, including the ones that were just finished. I'm just gonna say just finished, maybe last year. I saw at least 8 or 10.
And they're waterfront, oceanfront.
They're close to the waterfront. You know, the whole Atlantic Beach itself is 4 blocks one way, but you can say it's a block from 17th Street. I mean, from Kings Highway itself. It's just a long block that leads to the waterfront.
Okay.
Okay. But it's long enough. And I think we have some things to look forward to there.
All right. Well, again, we thank everyone for sending in the information tonight about all the events that are coming up this coming weekend. You have your information about the Summer Jobs Program, which kicks off on June the 12th, but you'll want to attend the application drive, which is Saturday, June the 3rd. From 11 to 2 p.m. And if you have any questions, you can certainly get in touch with Brother Edward. He'll be certain to answer your questions. And we thank everyone for tuning in tonight to find out more about what's happening around town and in our communities. And Brother Edward, hopefully, if God says so, we'll be back next Tuesday with some more information, some more videos.
Absolutely. April, let's put this Summer Jobs thing, poster back up just for like 5 or 10 seconds. Yeah. And let the people know where, what registration is for from ages 14 to 17, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. The first 40 that show up will receive applications. All others will be put on a waiting list. Not that you won't be getting jobs, it's just that there won't be priority there. We can almost, we can't guarantee you there, but we're going to be trying to put everybody who comes there to some place of employment. Okay, if it ends up being 50, we're going to try if we have the funding. So this is also in a second appeal to our listeners and to even the parents. Contribute what you can. Okay. All right. So having said that, I'd like to wish everybody well, and it's been good informational day on our broadcast. And April, thanks. In regards to everybody who intending on, or even if you can't, we know that your heart is good, that you will contribute to make sure that our youth, which is our future, is well in hand. And we'd like to say that you, the viewer, has something to do with that. Okay. Regardless of what you contribute. So until next week.
Well said.
Until next week, Godspeed. Wish everybody a good 4 or 5 days. And don't forget the grand opening this Friday. Okay. Call it the Oasis.
That's right. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host, Edward McQueen and April Garner.